Hello guys, today I'm going to show you how I create these crease edges on a surface. So in here, if I show the zebra tool, you can see the continuity working really good in the between. So I will create this by let me hide this, by creating 7 sketches. So if I view it in the side view, you can see in this area I have 4 sketches really close to each other to control the tangency of the surface, and these 3 sketches will control the curvature of the surface. And this is the result when I'm using the Loft tool, as you can see. And from there I will doing some fillet and mirror and creating the thickness later. So I start by create a new sketch in the front view. I create a line from the red line, go up, and I will set some dimensions, 20. This one will be 30, and the angle 80 degrees. Now I can close, and I will revolve it. Go to the revolve and click OK. Now it will revolve 360 degrees, but I just want to work with the front, so I type in here 180. So at 180 go to the back, so I put that negative 180. So I have the front face of the revolve. Now I will create another sketch on the top view, and I will create lines. I will create one line in here and another one in here. So basically I will create 5 lines from the center, go out, and I will set, and then I will set some dimensions. In here I just want a little bit small gap, so I choose I think 2 degrees is fine, so I set it to 2 degrees. And in between I will set it to 45 degrees for left and right. And that's it, 5 lines. Then I will extrude this sketch to 100. Okay. I control selecting the revolve, and then is the extrudator, and I go to part, split, and then slice to compound. Now I have these lines on the surface. So I will use these lines as reference lines later to create a bunch of sketches. I create another sketch in the front, and I will view the section. I create in 3 lines to design the shape. I select these 3 points and hit V. These 3s and hit V for vertical. And then I set the angle to 5 in here. The angle here will be 7. This one will be 6. And then the distance here 40. This one will be 32. And this one 7. This one 15. And this one 47. Okay, now the sketch is fully constrained. I close, and I also want to extrude this and doing the slide to compile again. So I click on the sketch and go to the extrude. Type in here 200 and symmetric. Okay, 100. And then doing the same, slide to compile. Okay, now I have these reference lines on the surface. Now we have vertical lines and horizontal line. And also we have intersection points in between. I create a sketch in the front. So this is the first profile. I build the section. I create the external geometry and reference these 4 lines. I create arcs, 3 points arc, and just simply draw arcs in between. Okay, I have 4 arcs, and create another line. Select this one and this one, hit P for parallel. And select this point. The distance from this point to this line will be 2 mm. So I just want it to 2 mm. The arc. Now I will select the arc and the line and hit T for tension. This arc and this line hit T. And doing this for all of these arcs down below. Okay, now I will turn this line into construction geometry by hitting the hotkey G and N. Okay, now I close. So this is my first sketch. Let me hide the slides, and you can see this is my first sketch. And I will rename this to 1. Okay, so to create the second profile, let me show the extrude. No, not this one. The extrude inside the slides. Okay, this one. And I will use these faces as datum plane. Okay, so I select in this plane and create a new sketch, plane face. Click OK. Right, now I will view the section. Okay, and you can see I have a black line in here. I just simply reference these lines, these 4 lines. And also, then I will create a line, parallel, and set the distance from this point to this line 2, and this one hit P for parallel, and selecting this line and turn that into construction, and creating arcs, 4 arcs. And set the tension constraint, hit T. Okay. Now I close. And we just finished the second one, and we rename it to Joe. Okay, and doing the same, let me hide the extrude and hide the slides, and you can see this is my second sketch. This one will be, you control the tendency of the loft. Let me show the extrude and show the slice 001. And selecting the next face and create a new sketch, plane face, and click OK. This time the sketch run into this position. Let me view the section to see the line and reference these 4 lines and just doing the same. Create lines parallel. Select this line and turn that into construction and hit P for parallel and set the distance to 2 and creating 4 arcs. Okay, now add the tangent constraint. Okay, now close and rename this to 3. Okay, selecting this plane and create a new sketch, plane face. View the section and I will reference. Sometimes it's hard to select in the line. Okay, in this case, I just go to the wireframe to see the lines and reference not inside but outside these 4 lines. And then I can create a line parallel and hit P for parallel, and then insert a lane to show and turn that into construction. Create arcs and then add the tangent constraint. Okay, close and rename this to 4. Now let's go to the next plane, selecting it and create a new sketch, plane face. View the section and reference. Creating arcs, creating a line. Hit P for parallel and GNN to turn that into construction. So, and creating arcs. And add the tangent constraint. All right, close. Rename it to 5. This one, create another sketch, plane face. View the section and reference. Creating another line. Hit G and N to turn that into construction. And set the distance to show. Set the parallel constraint. And creating arcs. and add the tangent constraint. All right, now we can close and rename this to 6. And the last one, create a new sketch in the front, view the section, and reference lines in the left. And doing the same. Okay, and this is the last one. And let me hide the extrude and hide the slice also, and then rename this to 7. Okay, now it's time to doing a loft. Let me go to the view and toggle axis cross to show the arrow to see what's going on. These 4 sketches will control the tangency of the new of my loft, and these 3 will control the curvature of the surface. So we need total 7 sketches. Then go to Loft and just simply select 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 6, 7. Okay, click OK. Now this is the result, and I will hide these sketches, and you can see the result better. Next, I will extend the surface in up and down direction. Go to the front view. Let me go to the curves workbench. Alright, so in the curves workbench, I will select in this curve. And let's go to the choice curve to create another copy of this curve. Doing the same down in the bottom and selecting this choice curve transform and move this one up somewhere around here, and I click OK. Doing the same with the choice curve 001 and move this one down to about here. Click OK. Alright, now I go to the part workbench and select the two curve and go to the rule surface to create a rule surface in between. Alright, doing the same down here, select the issue and rule surface. Okay. Now I will drop the issue down and hide the joint curves. Now I will go to the curves workbench. And in the curves workbench, I just simply Control select the two rule surface and the loft. Go to parametric solid to generate a new surface. Alright. Now it's time to go back to the part workbench, select V3, and go to the fillet with the radius is 5. The fillet work in 5. I select these two lines and create another fillet with the radius is 1. Okay, now I have another 2. And then I select in the fillet and doing a simple mirror. Go to the mirror, and I will mirror it in the S and Z plane. Click OK. Alright. Now to fill the bottom and the top hole, I just simply using the rule surface. Selecting this edge and then this edge, and creating rule surface. Okay, come up here, selecting this edge, and rule surface. Alright. Now to creating the solid, I go back to the curves workbench. And hit Shift B and select one of these faces and parametric solid. Now you should have a green solid in here. Alright, so now to create the thickness, I just simply selecting the solid, go back to the plot workbench, and creating a scale of this, go to the plot and scale. Alright, and then I click everything is default and I click OK. Now I have a new scale, and inside the scale is the solid. Let me show the solid 001. And because they are the same size, so I click on the scale and I want to set the uniform setting to false, because I want to scale S, Y, and Z individually. So I set the scale S to 0.9. Let me show the wireframe for you to say easier. And the scale Y to 0.9 also. And the scale Z, I want it to higher, so 1.01, a little bit higher. You can say a little bit higher. And then in the bottom, I will using a little small cut down here. A little small cut down here for the cutter, for the scale. Let me create another sketch in the front and creating a rectangle down below, somewhere in here. And then I will set the dimension to 2 mm. Okay, something like this. Then I can close. Let me view the flat line. And I will extrude this sketch to 100 and symmetric. Okay. And then I can control selecting the scale and the extrude 002. And I go to cut. Okay. Now the scale is now shorter. I drop the cut down and show the solid 001 inside here. I control selecting the solid 001 and the new cut. And I go to cut again. And I just have the empty space inside. And next I will do in some final fillet. I just simply select one of these edges. And creating a fillet with the radius is 0.5, a little bit small, just small fillet. And that's it for the tutorial. Also, thanks for watching and see you in the next video.